What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I do my 10,000 steps over here by the Riverwalk, still getting around. Thank you to all the new folks that jumped on board during the ride to 5,000. I gotta always give y'all a shout out. Not only have y'all jumped on board, but I see I'm getting even more comments, even more views. All of that is wonderful for the channel. It helps me grow. So shout outs to y'all, man. I appreciate what y'all doing for me. So the election is coming. It's around the corner. It's we're inching up to the end of October, so days is winding down. And we starting to see signs of what might be to come already with shenanigans and nonsense when it comes to voting. So here in Michigan, we got a handful of people, I think it was like 6 or 7 people, being charged with voter fraud. People that voted twice, or people that knowingly were putting ballots through, letting them be counted twice. Now, initially, they weren't going to be charged because one person decided that they saw nothing wrong, no wrongdoing in what they were doing, no intent. But somebody else, I think the attorney general, said, nah, they knew exactly what they were doing and they're being charged. So the problem with this is that you already have a lot of people that felt like the election last time around was tampered with. All right, I'm not going to say the other stuff. I'm just going to keep it lightly. They believe that the last election results have been compromised. So, noisy car. The noise always finds me. But yeah, you have to make an example in a situation like this, because you have people, their trust, their belief, their confidence in the voting process is being tested right now. So you can't have stuff like this happening. And then the other day I saw another story where a gentleman, he found 12 mail-in ballots in his storm drain. Okay, he's out doing some work on his house. He sees there's something clogged in his storm drain. He goes to clean it out, and he saw that it was mail-in ballots. Counted, it was 12 of them. He tried to take them, I think, to the post office or something like that, to see if they could be redistributed or whatever, but they were closed. So, he called the news, and the news came out. Honestly, I'm glad that he did call the news and they came out, because attention needs to be brought to this sort of thing. This is just unacceptable. Like, you have an election and you have two very opposite, excuse me, I don't know why my eye is giving me trouble. But you have two very opposite candidates. I don't think you've had two more different candidates before. I mean, they usually are different, conservative and progressive, or conservative and liberal, whatever you want to call it. So they usually are different for that reason alone. But in this case, they're very, very different. You have one that's talking about, migrants basically, shouldn't be, or should be here rather, and trying to like soften. See, before they were called illegal aliens. This term's migrants, it's been around, but it's never quite been used as much as it is now. Before, they were called illegal aliens, but that sounds really bad. And when you have an administration that is intentionally bringing in illegals, they want to soften it. So now it's not illegals, it's migrants now. But you really can't call them illegals, I guess, when you are going to get them. These aren't people that are coming over here. You're going to get them. Now, the ones that are walking across the border, I'm sorry, those are still illegals. They're not coming over here through the proper channels. We've had, 15 people walk over in the last, 3.5 years, more than any other time in history. So you have that on one side, and then on the other side, you have a guy like, I'm going to get rid of all of them. If you vote me in the office, I'm getting rid of all of them. Deport. It's going to be a mass deport. Now, I don't know if he really means that or if that's just him talking because he knows his base likes to hear things like that. I don't know either way. But what we can see is that we have two very different candidates. So you've got these two very different candidates representing very different things. And who gets in or who doesn't get in is going to have a colossal effect on the next 4 years. We can clearly see that. And people, you don't want people to start feeling like that the process doesn't matter, that the process is for show, and that there's some underlying plan, some underlying trickery to where no matter what, a certain person is going to get in over the other. Now, with all this stuff like this, with the fraud and the mail-in ballots, I think you guys can figure out which side I believe that's coming from, but that's neither here nor there. We've got a problem, and that problem being that this stuff doesn't look very good. You really can't have situations like this occurring around election time. Mail-in ballots being found in a storm drain. I mean, that's an intentional action. I don't know if the mail person that was supposed to be delivering them did this. I don't know if some, troublemaker decided to run and grab multiple ones from different homes and do this. We just don't know, but it hurts the process. Now, these people, will they mail in or will they go in and vote? We don't know, but the option should be there. I'm going to vote the day of. I'm not doing a mail-in. I'll be going the day of. I've never done the mail-in. Maybe next time I will for the first time. I've just kind of always been a get up and go in there and vote sort of person. I just believe that I was guaranteed to be counted that way. But now we don't know anymore if even that's the case, because there was all types of foolery before where we had ballots not being counted, ballots suddenly being found. I mean, it was very tricky last time around. So I'm not gonna say the election was stolen like some people have, but I will say I don't believe that the election integrity was where it needed to be. The standard for integrity to which you would have me believe that it's at, I do not believe it met that last time around, one way or the other. I'm not going to say that it affected the outcome of the election. I'm just going to say that it just, something was amiss. Now, the same outcome could have happened even if things were completely up to snuff. I'm not going to say that it changed the way it played out, but it did have the potential to. We'll never know either way, though. So it's very important for this to be a free and fair election. It's very important for it to be secure. It's very important for it to be accurate. And it's also very important for the people to believe that it's not compromised. The last thing you want is for the people to start thinking that no matter how they vote, the outcome is already going to be predetermined by whatever group can pull off the deception best. So we'll see what happens, man. I heard about this. It was very disappointing to me. because I'm just like, dang, man, already this sort of stupid stuff is already happening. And the fact that it's happening here in Michigan is very concerning because Michigan is what? A swing state. You know, this is considered one of the battleground states. So seeing that happening here, I don't know what to expect on election day. I really don't. It's got me. I got an idea who's going to win, but you really don't know when there's underhanded measures at play like there are now. So we shall see, man. I'm out here still stepping. I'm a little over the halfway point. So I'm gonna get back to it. Talk to y'all in a bit, man. Peace.